In this case, we've got some really wonderful cards related to mourning. That's called ephemera. There's some fashion plates as well, some of which feature mourning. Down here on the left-hand corner is a mourning handkerchief. It's embroidered in black and white with a black border. You know, those little stop and start bits. Here's black Battenberg lace over a yellow drawstring purse. I don't know if you can see it, but here, let me... The card with the lady on the page that looks like it's being turned, and the flowers on the bottom right-hand corner, that's a mourning photograph, and you can tell because of the page. That means the page has been turned on her life, basically. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how well you can see in this part of the case because things are being reflected from the ceiling, unfortunately. And here's a selection of books that they have available here for purchase. Books on hair work, dressing in black. Isn't that interesting? Jet jewelry and ornaments. Okay, and now we're going to go into the room where the exhibit is. But before that, I'm just going to show you what Jwlhyfers looks like. All the way up to the ceiling. Just stuff. And this is only one room. The whole place is filled with antiques, antique clothing, ribbon, trim. It's amazing. Beautiful stuff. Definitely bring money if you're coming here ever. And Jwlhyfers is located in Berkeley, in California. Just have gorgeous stuff. Now we're going into the room where the exhibit is. Sorry about the wheelchair. Now, this is a permanent exhibit of hair wreaths, as far as I know. But the first piece that you can see is this early 20th century, late 19th century dress. Mourning dress. And then there's hair work going all the way up. These are hair work wreaths. Now, they're not necessarily mourning. Sometimes they were just sentimental. Here's an entire shawl made of Chantilly lace. Chantilly lace is gorgeous. If you buy it to collect. Please don't buy it to wear. It's too fragile. It's over 100 years old. Find some nice lace and make something if you really want to wear it. These are some examples of what flower wreaths and tributes, or what might be done in the house at the time of mourning. And this is a sampler, a mourning sampler. You can see the skulls on the bottom. Let's see if I can... There, sorry about the reflections. You can see the skulls on the right and left hand side of the Bible, and the urns. And here's the exhibit room. May look like the room is full of people, but these are all wax mannequins. Kind of creepy wax mannequins, but wax mannequins. They're wearing mourning clothing from various periods. See the lilac dress on the right hand side? That's for a later stage of mourning, as is the cream colored one on the left. Here there's a tableau of a family having tea. Here we have the late stage in mourning, and in the back the gray dress. These mannequins are wax, and they're period mannequins as well. Look at this period wheelchair. I got to ride in one of these once, and I have to tell you, they are not comfortable. Let's go over to the case. The case is magnificent. It has some incredible examples of mourning jewelry and ephemera. It's a black beaded bag with silver. The ephemera is interesting, but the jewelry is the thing that excites most people. The necklace on the left is quite something. Sort of cameos on that squared off shape, and then these are jet beads carved into the shape of roses, and here is a lovely, probably ornament for the hat, or I guess you could wear it on your dress. Here's some French-Canadian mourning cards. They're pierced and painted, and some of them have glitter attached to them. And down here there's a book which is from my collection, and it's called A Gift for Mourners, A Friendly Visit to the House of Mourning, from 1853. This letter with the black border is a mourning letter. It's written on mourning stationery. That's how you can tell, is the black border. So if you ever see anything at a paper sale, the black border, it's a mourning letter. You can find those on eBay as well. That's a cross made out of hair with a little locket in the center. And that's a beaded bag with grapes and grape leaves. There's more lace. This glass bottle is called a lacrimatory, or a tear catcher. They used to save their tears when they were in mourning, and they would pour them over the grave of their loved one, or if their loved one was away at the Civil War, they would weep their tears as long as the loved one was away. When they came back, the number or how full the bottle was an indication of their grief. This is all on top of a mourning handkerchief, this white handkerchief edged with black lace with some embroidery on it. There's another mourning glove or sleeve. Next we have some coffin plates. These were put on the casket to memorialize the person within, and often these were taken home and displayed as a memento of the loved one who had passed. Then in the back you can see two examples of boxes with mourning pins in them. Mourning pins were used to pin the heavy black crepe to your clothes, which was worn to indicate that you were in mourning. The wider the pieces on your clothing, the deeper your mourning. And on the black velvet holder is a memento mori ring. It's enamel, black and gold. It's inscribed on the inside with the date of death and the name of the deceased, and on the outside it says in enamel, gold over black, in memory of. This particular one was inscribed 18 oh, I'm sorry, this is John Carruthers, February 1862. I was thinking of the ring I'm wearing, actually. Oh, and there were 3 mourning pin containers in the back. I missed one. See the round leather one? Yeah. And then on the green display pieces, there's 2 mourning brooches. And in this photograph here, you can see a lady wearing a very similar brooch. The brooches are black enamel with gold, and they say in memory of around the outside. And then the one on the right is inscribed on the back, Catherine Maitland, the one with the blonde hair. It's very unusual to find ones with blonde hair. These cards down here show how some of the mourning jewelry was worn. And underneath that, this is a casket handle for a child's coffin, which is engraved with "Our Darling." Before we miss it, I want to go back and show you these bog oak pieces. The back one is a small box, probably meant to hold a thimble or some other little trinket. And the one in front is a castle. They're not mourning pieces. They're actually souvenir tourist pieces from Ireland, which you can still find today. The cross is made out of carved jet, with the motif of roses. And this is a hair necklace with a horseshoe upside down on it. This is a locket made of either vulcanite or gutta percha, with a cameo type woman's head on it. This particular design was very popular, so if you do see it for sale somewhere, don't pay too much for it, because it's rather common. I wouldn't pay more than say $60 or so. It is a rather common motif. You'll probably see other things with the same motif that are less, unless you just love it and have to have it. This is another mourning handkerchief, embroidered and edged in black. And the last thing on the bottom of the case that I wanted to show you, let me just turn a little bit here, is a man's cravat tie. I'm sorry that this isn't getting into better focus, or cravat pin I should say. It's in the motif of a buckle, and it says "in memory of." And that's the end of part 1 of the Victorian Mourning exhibition at Lassis in Berkeley.